Darwin's father was a 33rd degree Mason. So do you think maybe there was a reason for them coming out with this idea that if you're the best killer, that you might be the most highly evolved on the planet? Well, it also, Darwinian evolution very conveniently removed the idea of a higher power. Oh, it can all be explained by random, it's just a bunch of things knocking together, there's nothing divine in the universe at all. You're just going to die and that's it, you don't exist anymore. Well, I don't believe that.
The greatest prison that people live in is the fear of what other people think. What happened to me as a result of all the ridicule I went through is that I stepped out of the fear of what other people thought. And it's only when you do it that you realize what a prison you lived in before. And what it gave me was a personal understanding of how easy it is for a few to control the many. All you have to do is dictate the norms in society, what is considered right and wrong, moral and immoral, good and bad, sane and insane, possible and impossible.
共济会被誉为全球最有权力的精英俱乐部。自17世纪在伦敦创立以来，它就以宣扬和传播自由作为基本教义。这个组织的最终目标是建立由美英权力世袭精英控制下的世界政府，进而建构西方主导的世界新秩序，让美英少数精英家族主宰全世界。共济会超越于党派之上，核心成员由美英政商界的最高统治者构成。历任的美国总统，不论来自哪个政党，几乎都是共济会的成员。美利坚合众国就是由共济会成员创建的。美国开国总统乔治·华盛顿正是当时共济会的大长老。这幅油画描绘的是华盛顿身穿共济会法裙，主持美国首都建成奠基典礼，而这张图片则是美国共济会的会标。这个会标连同共济会的口号“一个新秩序的时代”都印制在象征着美国全球霸权的美钞上。目前，国际共济会总部分别设在美国和英国，经济来源由美英金融财团提供。美国现任总统奥巴马、英国前首相布莱尔、金融大鳄索罗斯·巴菲特、美国联储局前任主席格林斯潘等人都是共济会的会员。
The agenda of the ruling elite is the product of a destructive worldview, based on their beliefs that there's not enough to go around, that some people are more deserving than others, and that their own safety depends on maintaining absolute control over the rest of us. In short, their worldview is based on scarcity and fear. Their plans begin to show up in the media, finance, corporate, government, and military arenas. Of course, not everyone involved in these groups is in on the decision-making. There is a hierarchy of knowledge and participation. What the captains of industry wanted from our schools was an obedient and docile workforce who would be manageable employees and eager consumers.
Schools are to establish fixed habits of response to authority. That's why it takes 12 years. You're to respond reflexively when anyone in a position of authority tells you what to do.
This is a key to understanding this conspiracy. The whole of society is structured to turn people into left-brain prisoners who experience reality through that version of perception. Of partners, division, I am Charlie Smith. I must jump over everybody. To succeed, I must be a success. People must say you're successful. That's my identity, that's my sense of self. And so what they do, look at the system. If you want to progress within the system, this left-brain society we live in, then you have to be very, very good at passing exams. You go to school, you pass exams. And what are you doing in exams? You're taking information given to you, you're putting it in the left brain, you're holding it, you're regurgitating it out on an exam paper by telling the system what it's told you to believe. If you're very good at that, you go to university. If you're really good at that, you go to Oxford University or Cambridge or Yale or somewhere. Unless you've got a few quid, in which case you go anyway, like George Bush. Anyway. And then you choose your speciality. If you're very, very good at university at passing exams, boom, 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 then you get great degrees, and then you get your speciality, and you go into being a doctor or being a scientist and being even a politician, all these people. And therefore, all these people that are in the positions of power within the institutions that control and dictate the reality and direction of society are all, by the time they get there, fully paid up prisoners of the left-sodding brain. That's why scientists can't get it, most of the mainstream ones, because they're so in ear. How can they understand concepts of reality in here? They can't. That's rubbish. I can't see it, taste it, hear it, or feel it, so it can't exist. But it does. No, it can't exist. And I'm a scientist. I'm clever. And so, if you look at society, you'll see more as the months go on. You are looking at a society designed to put the centuries across the entrance to that. So this doesn't talk to itself, and they don't become whole-brain people. We become prisoners, and that prison is the prison of the left brain. That's what it is, essentially.
Essentially has control of the media, the mainstream media, and so it has control over the mass mind. And as a result of those powers that they assert, people are not given factual information upon which to make informed decisions. They're given propaganda.
MD in 4 years of medical school takes one course in nutrition, 2.5 hours in many cases, and the materials used, the curriculum materials, are supplied by the National Dairy Council and the National Livestock and Meat Board and other industries, including the Sugar Association, with products to sell that actually undermine our health in the first place.
Unfortunately.